Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Formula Roblox Division 1. It's round 10, and we're in the Bond Street Circuit, one of the most challenging and tight tracks on the entire calendar. We're reaching the final stages of this championship, and it couldn't be tighter. T-Jerk took the lead last time out, but unfortunately he will not be able to attend this race, and he has a reserve driver. All the best to him and all the other absentees with their various obligations. Qualifying has begun, the first outlaps have begun, and we are ready for an exciting race here.
Yep. And just right after Monaco qualifying, a crazy qualifying session.
Hopefully we
Yeah,
can
and
top that.
yep. And we have a street track. Yep. Street track after street track.
Street track, or more affectionately, a wall track, because unlike some other circuits on this grid, if you run wide, the punishment isn't slowing down a bit. The punishment could be landing on top of your head, which isn't particularly pleasant. I've done it 3 times now in the build-up to this race weekend.
Yeah. I think it takes quite a bit of skill to actually flip your car like that. You need
I
the
must be the
right
best
angle and
driver
all
on the
that.
grid. I've done it accidentally 3 times. Either way, everyone's the right side up on track right now. We have some laps beginning. I believe Andrew has the fastest first sector and Royal has the fastest second sector. Last time out, it was Royal who took pole by 7 thousandths of a second in last season's race. Man Pifting was second in that occasion. He ended up winning on that day, and he goes on a provisional pole for now. Royal responds, and he goes P1 by 4/10 of a
Yep.
second.
Typical Royal pace. And if I remember correctly, last season Royal unfortunately disconnected. So I hope his luck doesn't go that way again. Yeah, this track is I haven't driven it, but I've seen onboards it and crazy. Oh my! Oh.
The deceiving thing about this track is that if you get into a lull in your mind, the corners, they all seem like 90 degrees, but a lot of them, most of the corners on this track are at an acute angle, so the wall kind of closes on you. They're almost hairpin-esque, like this parking garage. It's very easy to
Yeah,
just treat it like a 90-degree. You send it right through, and by the time you know what's going to happen, you're halfway into the wall, and your lap is ruined. The second sector is extremely lengthy. It's one of the longest sectors on this calendar, so that's going purple in sector 2. Chances are you have a good shot at starting on pole today.
yep. X is important, and with all the speed you have to get, like here, holy hell! Like, all of the speed you have to carry, it just adds more and more onto every corner, because every corner is like connected to each other.
The corners just keep coming in this track. They never end.
Yeah.
Junior, who I believe is subbing for T-Jerk, is currently in 3rd place. He recently joined the Division 2 West Championship. He's been very strong. I'm excited to see what he can do in a Division 1 competition. We have a lot of reserve drivers in today, as I mentioned at the top of the show.
Yep.
Not least of which Kit Kat, Lepre, and a few others I've probably forgotten about.
Yep.
And DSF,
And
of course.
if my memory serves me right, Junior won last race in Division 2 East in Burkanma. So he has good form.
He's on top form right now.
Yep.
In terms of D1 reserving, I believe Kit Kat finished 9th when he reserved earlier. This is actually, funny enough, the rules as they stand now, they allow for 18 races total in one season. So that's your season plus 4 reserve roles. And this is actually, I believe, Kit Kat's last reserve opportunity if he wants to finish the rest of his championship. He'll only have the remainder of the races left.
Yeah. 4 races is it's more opportunity to show your base against the top guys. See here, Royal with a purple sector 2.
That's the biggest
He's
sector
rapid.
on the track.
No one is close to him at all. Crossing the finish line now. Let's see how huge of an improvement this will be. And oh, it didn't improve.
No,
Choked
I
the
think the
sector
last
3.
sector, he must have really messed up before we caught him. Before we caught him, that last
Yeah,
sector can be you do a good lap in the second sector, and you think I'm the man. But then that third sector, acute corners just come to you, and all of a sudden, you've tapped the wall. He was barely on the track down that last straight, all the way to the edge. That's how you extract lap time on this track. But if you even brush the wall, you can lose a second.
Yeah, that's what separate good drivers from the great. They just go for it any time. They aren't afraid of tapping the wall or that, because they do, I don't know, 16 something hours per day in this game, just for one track, to prepare for the race. So they know their stuff. I wouldn't say it's healthy, but hey, whatever it takes to win.
Hey, winning's healthy. Winning's very healthy. Doctors
That's the
recommend 5 doses of winning a day. Let's
rush
see if
of
DSF can win with this lap. He hasn't set a time yet, so he's only got 2 green sectors. A lot of people without laps setting good sectors. DSF will cross the line now, goes 7th fastest ahead of Brawl Star Master. Very good lap from DSF. Right behind fellow sub Tofu, who I think I forgot to mention earlier.
Oh yeah, Tofu is also
my stable mate I'm in Division 2 West. He's in East for Manti Racing.
he has good form as well. Top 3 in D2. I don't know which East, I think.
He's an East driver. He's done a few West appearances. He's going to appear in West again, I believe. Later today. Yet to finish outside the top 3, if I'm not mistaken. So he's on fine form in any session.
Yep. And I think never mind. Let's see. Dustin, 3 seconds off. Hoping he could embarrass himself like that again. To prove a better lap. He's on 2 green sectors though.
He tends to evolve very well over a session. I've noticed with Dustin. So
yeah,
can't quite count him out. I don't know where he finished last time around. I don't have any notes on Dustin. I do know he's going to cross the line, improves his lap time, doesn't improve his position, and they love smacking that invisible wall. We saw something very similar to that in Monaco qualifying for the Porsche 911 Super Cup. The drivers would finish their laps at full speed and just go straight on into the runoff. The race director said no to that, but it's fine in Formula ROBLOX.
Yes, doesn't cost him any bucks.
9 on a lap. He's improved in the first sector into the tricky chicanes of the second sector. The throttle pin keeps just out of the wall in the Cotangents Racing, number 19 machine. He was with Latin Racing for most of the season. He made the switch last time out, went relatively under the radar. Of course, we had the issue with that car, and the Hue Performance Italian livery looked a little similar, but I believe Hue Performance is back to their traditional black and neon livery, and let's see if Meadington can be back to the front as the qualifying clock rounds down and the final laps begin.
I don't see any movement from top 3. Mian with a P6 solid one. Yeah, it just shows how far ahead Royal is. The top 3. I mean, everyone is just. Yeah.
I mean, I have to give it to Junior. He's currently separating the 2 championship rivals. He's only 7,000 seconds ahead of Manpifting, which, funny enough, is the same gap that Royal was ahead of Manpifting last season for pole. But Royal has almost half a second to the whole grid, so this is definitely.
Great.
I would say this is definitely his kind of track. Andrew yet to set a time. He's about to come to the line now.
Yeah, crazy pace from Andrew corner cut there. Fortunate. 2 wheel performance. Haven't set a lap yet. And Andrew, I don't think he will be in good form. Chris B4.
Fourth. Very strong lap right there with splits the Mogus cars in half, I believe. Kit Kat, everyone put their last laps at the very end. Kit Kat goes 12th fastest.
And Royal, holy hell.
And Royal goes even faster still. He puts another 1/10 of a second to the rest of the field. And if I'm not mistaken, if all things stay as they are, that will be Royal's first pole position of the season. Funny enough.
That's insane. Th- you know, the fact that he's finished top 3 every race, almost every race.
Well,
Yeah,
Teacher couldn't attend today, so that puts an end to his 7 consecutive streaks of pole position finishes. He currently leads the championship. His rivals have a good chance to chip away at his lead right now. Pole position finishes.
yep. Unfortunate for the Dutchman. But his substitute is doing great. Top 2, B2. And yeah, let's see the strat now.
We are racing away for the first corner, and immediately Man Pifting has jumped Junior, who didn't take the start at all. So Man Pifting is right. We're right back to where we were in season 8 as we go down to the difficult Idea second corner. Royal leads, but Man Pifting is catching fast. Sussy Imposter is in 3rd. Chris maintains his position in 4th. Mington has jumped up to 5th position, and KitKat has jumped 2 positions with the DNFs and currently holds the fastest purple sector in Sector 1. That doesn't necessarily mean a lot on lap 1, and he is scrapping away with Andrew as it stands out front. The gap is measured by almost nothing as they go into the 2nd sector this lap.
Wow. As did I just say, Junior doing good, he's gone. Before
Blinking,
the
you'll
race
miss it.
even started.
That must have been an insane start.
Yep.
Royal's putting some gap to Man Pifting now. It's up to almost half a second, which is funny enough. Their qualifying gap was 0.45. 0 seconds, building up to 0.6 of a second now.
Yeah, his raw base is insane though. I think he will gap him, Man Bifting, by quite a bit. But the slipstream is just gonna keep Man Bifting afloat. So yeah, the rivalry between these two, these two are insanely consistent throughout the season, and it's still
Nothing
showing
between
here.
them in this championship. It was only the last few races that somewhat of a gap formed in this drivers' championship. They rushed down to the Idea corner. Man Pifting just getting so close to the wall, just trying to catch every bit of that slipstream before these next few sectors where you're just awash with dirty air. Very difficult to get past. Sussy Imposter looks to be trying to size up a move on going me Chris 2. Nothing doing there quite yet. Keep an eye on that as Mogus tries to strike back in this Constructors' Championship.
Yep. So she needs to step up a bit, as T-Chuk is gone now. He needs to be a solid teammate for Man Bifton. And he's doing great now. Top 3.
Man Pifting went faster in that first sector this time around. Neither of them improved on their second sector. They're just battling so hard. They're not really on hot lap mode right now. Getting closer and closer to the walls always makes me nervous to watch. It's only a matter of time until someone hits one of them. But with these drivers, they might never hit it. They're just that talented.
Yep. That's what the grinding 16 hours per day does.
The grind never stops when you're a row racer. At least that's what they tell me.
Yep. And I think I have a league race in some hours. So yeah, grind really never stops.
So really, we're right where we left off last time around at the beginning of last race. It looked a lot like this. It was Royal ahead of Man Pifting. Man Pifting won that time round by only 0.8 of a second when the flag came to Royal. But these two, as usual, they're leaving the rest of the field behind.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if if Junior was here. I mean, no, not Junior. He's gone already. I mean, T-Chuk. If he was here, he would be in this group. But yeah, missing out a lot.
I don't know what happened. I don't even know if Junior even took the green flag. I have to see at the end if he's probably going to say DNS.
Hmm.
Shame for him. He will take points for qualifying so high up, though. So I believe that'll be his first D1 points of the season.
Yep. Very unfortunate.
Unfortunate for him, unfortunate for Saigon, but fortunate for Saigon. They still have a car leading, but not by much. Mad Pifting is attacking through the fountain section, using the runoff as best they can, trying to clip their wheels on the wall. It's closer and closer still. We'll see if Royal can do what he did at the beginning of the race and pull a gap into the next corners.
Good slipstream here, but still not ahead even on the leaderboard. So bit of lag, I think. Oh, it's just yeah. It's just matching the lines, both of them, just synchronized driving. Oh, it's Royal, bit of a wall tap now. Man Pifton goes through.
Man Pifting takes the lead in Bond from Royal. A bit of a wiggle there into the tight chicane section. Royal looks to be striking back. And he does.
Wow.
He puts some manners on his rival into that chicane section. I call it that chicane section. The whole track's the chicane section, but every single chicane, Royal seems to have the best of Man Pifting.
Unending. This battle. But Royal putting some distance.
A train seems to be forming in the battle for 5th place. Meington, Crisscross, Umji, and Andrew look to be all within 1 second of each other in that battle for 5th place. Trying to catch Going Me Chris 2, who sort of, in his own battle with Sussy Imposter for 3rd place, 3rd and 4th separated by nothing either. So all these sort of battles, these sort of little groups are starting to form throughout the field. A strong battle for 1st place, a strong battle for 3rd place, and a strong battle for 5th place, Zero.
Yep. Unexpected from a street circuit, you know. We all thought that the dirty air would just kill off getting close to each other, but no, these guys are crazy.
If there is a strong enough delta between each driver, kind of how well they take individual corner, different for each driver. This driver might be strong in this corner, this driver might be strong in that corner. You usually can see that sort of ebb and flow. You see Andrew got absolutely dropped in that last sector as the two drivers ahead weave to try to break the toe.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you can maintain that slipstream. If you get a better exit than your rival out of a corner, then you can use what little slipstream rather this track has to offer.
Yep. Even with all these differences, they still glue to each other. Just shows how competitive these guys are. That is what it takes to get to the top. Just completely being completely close to the competitors. As Andrew is being gapped a bit. By the
He had a bit of a scruffy last lap, from what I understand. The gap from 5th to 4th is sort of stabilizing. It's been about 1.2, 1.5 seconds ebbing and flowing for the last few laps. The gap out front from 1st and 2nd to the rest of the field, however, is growing. There's almost 4 or 5 seconds now from the two leading pair to the rest of the field. It's 20 seconds down to the whole field. It is a long lap, so we'll see if lap traffic does become a factor. It might not, just because the track is so much track.
Yeah. And with a long track like this, tire wear is gonna be so tough. And with tougher tire wear means a stronger undercut. So with these guys on shaft, could we see an early pit stop?
It's one of the shorter pit stop deltas of the season. We have the top 8 are on soft tires, and then it's medium tires from 9th to 13th, rather cleanly and conveniently. With such a short pit stop delta, I believe it's only 13, 14 seconds if you really get it right. There is ground to try to stop more, and Royal is the first one to blink. He's in the pits. His Saigon team's expecting him now. Going Me Chris follows him in. Man Pifting stays out and takes the lead of the race. We'll see what tires they go on to.
Should be I don't know much, but should be a 2-stop. As they go on the mediums, everyone.
Royal goes on to mediums. crisscross Ceci and Postamington, and Andrew is still in the pits. He went back onto the soft tire. Let's see who stopped. So, Man-Pifting, Milo, Tofu, Brawl Stars, DSF, Kit Kat, and Dustin stayed out. So they've yet to stop. Dustin is still putting in personal best without stopping, so he seems to have settled in. Same with Kit Kat, who started on the medium tire. And those people who haven't stopped are now fighting for position. Dustin being instructed to pit when Tofu pits. So it looks like some team planning going there, not splitting the strategy, interestingly enough. The clouds are out, but there's no sign of rain for the remainder of the race, so it will be slicks to the end, unlike certain finish races.
Unlike Book, as Man-Pifting goes in.
Man-Pifting takes a bold line into the pits. He responds. We'll see how he comes out relative to Royal. There is a big penalty if you completely cut the pit chicane.
Yeah.
Tofu now takes the lead of the race, but he's yet to stop. And he has lost out to Royal, and quite badly, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he lost out to Chris and such.
There's barely anything between Royal and Man-Pifting before they came into the pits, and now it's nearly 4 seconds. Something must have gone horribly wrong, or horribly well for Royal.
Yeah, that's just the bow of the undercut, I'm assuming. With these,
Royal's outlap must have been absolutely mighty.
Yeah. And
everybody on
Chris...
track. We have a retirement. We have a retirement. Brawl Stars Master is out of this race.
So that means guaranteed points for whoever.
Guaranteed points. If you need points today, just circulate for a while.
Yeah. Hang it out.
I believe last time out it was Andrew who was 12th and last, and he just parked in the start-finish straight a few laps early to get his points. Similar position today, but he is looking a bit more racy. He's only a few seconds behind Milo, so.
Yep. He was behind the two, the blue and white car. I don't know the team's name. Sorry.
Oh, Tangents, I believe.
Yeah, he was right behind them, so it was top 10. As Royal gets past Tofu on dead tires.
This perk is one of those tracks where if you have one of the earlier pit stalls on the pit lane, it can be really brutal because, especially on this track, the entry to the pit is a double blind left-hander. You have the blind hairpin, and then you can't really see what's in the pit lane, so you have to get into there blindly. Then it's a sharp right, and if you have that first pit stall, it's in the sharp. It's probably the most difficult pit lane, in my opinion, on the calendar. Even more tricky than Nagoya's new pit exit. But it's one of the shorter pit deltas of the season as well, so you can get a really strong advantage if you just master that pit lane.
Yeah, that pit entry might as well be a part of a track. It could be a new layout.
Little birdie is saying in my ear, and in the bottom left of your screen, that Brawl Star Master collided with the garage wall, and that's why he's out of this race. Difficult for him, but I'm sure he'll come back stronger.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially on a street circuit like this, you gotta concentrate 100%, brain power. And if anything goes wrong, it's just gonna, it's a real downfall mental downfall.
Tofu took the lead of this race after the pit stop sequences. He's yet to stop. The top two have now cleared him, but there's now still 3.5 seconds between Royal and Man-Pifting. That's about what it was when they finished pitting, so they're sort of still neck and neck now, but there's just no slipstream to help out now. Tofu's going to use the slipstream from the cars that have pitted to carry his race forward and come back into the fight when he does pit. Ooh, going to Chris taps the wall there in that brutal parking garage chicane.
Yeah. I think if Tofu pits, he'll be behind B10. He's getting destroyed by the guys who were undercut. As Kit
He's
Kat.
running his own race, so I'm sure it's not too bothered that he couldn't keep Royal and Man Pifting behind. There's no use loitering around and trying to win a losing battle, and then you lose on time on your own for that. So Kit Kat and DSF battling hard on track.
Yep, Kit Kat sizing up a move, prepare a better exit for one of the chicanes, and got through. Nice move.
We're seeing a lot of these kind of Division 2 drivers, not to make that sound like an insult, but these Division 2 drivers doing very well in this race. Any of their other D1 appearances, I believe Division 2 pole could have started P5 in the last few Division 1 races. So I think the future of Division 1 definitely looks very strong on evidence of what I've seen this season.
Yep. That means the Division 2 is gonna be so empty. We gotta go back to public lobbies and in search of those more drivers.
I was shocked by the amount of new and returning faces that joined this season. I mean, there's so many people who've never been in this league before and are fighting at the front. So there's still an interest in Roblox racing, it would seem, and there is some interest in what's happening. Man Pifting is putting in good laps, but he's only shaving away a few tenths of a second on Royal. As it stands, Royal has a pretty strong lead in this race. Royal won in Nagoya. That was his last win. And before that, he won in Lukov. He has 2 wins this season. And prior to this weekend, had no pole positions. Right now, he's leading away from pole quite comfortably.
Constant just knowing how the race is 30 laps long, and with the one lap taking quite a long time. Oh, it's Tofu Pits.
He just can't wait. He's nervous. He can't wait to the checkered flag. He wants to see who wins now, but we'll have to wait. Tofu comes in for his stop. What tire does he change onto now? He started on the mediums. He's going to go onto the soft, so he's obviously going to stop one more time with that. Probably onto another set of mediums.
Dustin goes in as well as promised, but I don't know why Dustin would target Tofu. He's too far ahead, I think.
It can be wise, even if you're not battling someone, to just match the strategy, if it seems to make some logical sense, just so you're not out of sync.
Yeah, but they're on different compounds for some reason. Interesting.
He was told to pit when Tofu did. That is strange. I guess they were just worried about making the catch and not having. They didn't want to pit an extra time, so they wanted to kind of make up for that.
Yeah.
That gap. Well, a very strange strategy there. We'll see how that plays out. Medium, soft, medium. I think that's kind of what the talk I was hearing in the paddock was that medium, soft, medium in any order seems to be the popular choice. Soft, medium, medium in particular. We'll see if anybody goes for 2 sets of softs. I believe Andrew pitted from soft to soft.
Kit Kat and Andrew. And these guys are well.
Andrew comes in again.
Wait, Kit Kat in that early?
So yeah, Andrew. This is Andrew's second stop.
Yeah.
He stopped twice in 13 laps. He's going to go onto that medium tire, assumably to the end of the race. Oh, hits that fountain wall on exit. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Not with Kit Kat though. He's gonna. He can't make 17 laps on softs. It's not possible.
I quote: "Commentary thinks we have some sort of plan. I do not know what we're doing." Well, it's our job to make you look smart. So glad to see that Carson's tuning in. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in to this race live or maybe on replay later. Always a joy to have you watching Formula Roblox Division 1, which is looking to be an exciting championship. Such a twist that Teacher couldn't make it today. Kit Kat and Andrew still separated by nothing at all, chasing each other. Andrew, another driver who's had a litany of choice in car to drive. Kit Kat now approaching, hugs all the way to the left side. He's going to try to get him into this corner. Does he go through? They're separated by nothing. Kit Kat's ahead for now. We'll see where they are when they cut the beam into the left corner, close to the wall. Andrew's trying to fight it back, you know. Into the tricky double right-hander, down the long stadium section. Reminds me of the banked turn in the New Madrid circuit. Kit Kat's ahead, marginally by about 0.4 of a second. As they run to the line, Kit Kat's going to take this, I believe. Andrew can fight back in the next slipstream section, but it's going to be difficult.
Yep. Nice job from Andrew hanging on with the mediums against fresh softs. Oh, it's tapped the water. I think his chances are kind of gone now.
Man Pifting is catching Royal. It's not really fast, but he is catching. That gap was 3.5 seconds when the pit stop sequence ended. It's now down to 1.8 seconds.
Oh, 1 lap advantage. 1 lap fresher advantage is kicking in. He's 10 quicker per lap, but it really adds up. And as
The main priority for Man Pifting, we'll see how physically far he is on the track. If he can just get a little bit of that slipstream, then he'll basically be able to start compensating for the wear of the tire a little bit with some pace. There's not a lot of slipstream on this track because even the straights that are on this track lead very quickly into a braking zone. But if you can control the dirty air, if you can just hold back a little bit into the corners when you have dirty air, a wash over your front wing, you can take advantage of that slipstream. It's not easy, but you can do it. We saw that earlier with the battles forming on the track.
Yep. But with a lap fresher advantage, I think dirty air is gonna be slightly easier to manage as Man Pifton. I think he's in slip range of Royal now. Gained 2 seconds on Royal. Insane pace.
Last time around, Royal did a 128.0. Man Pifting did a 127.4, so he was 0.6 faster on that last lap.
Yeah, 0.6 a lot.
We'll see if he can maintain that. We'll see what the time is next time round. He's about to go under a second, you know. Just like last season, this race isn't over. Man Pifting is hounding Royal. As it's been so many times this season, these two, no matter what happens, rain, snow, soft, medium, hard, intermediates, wets, no tires at all, these two always seem to be at the front, with or without T-jerk, some combination of the three. And Pifting has gone under a second now as he approaches down the long straight into the Idea corner.
And can't be scripted in this. These two guys. Who paid the script writers for this?
Last time round, Royal did a 127.6. Man Pifting did a 127.2. So it was only 0.4 of a second. I say only. Faster last lap, but it's gotten him under 1 second. He's used this tire delta, or maybe just a better understanding of tire wear or something. He's chopped 3 seconds off this lead. Hopefully we'll see a battle for the lead coming soon.
Yep. The nerves are showing here. It's actually harder to drive alone than to drive with a car in front, despite the with a car in front, you have some sort of reference. You're catching up to him, and trying to overtake him. With driving alone, you have almost nothing to work with. Yeah.
You get into a sort of hypnotic lull almost, and that's when you see drivers clattering the walls.
Yeah. Oh, it's Man Pifting
comes in.
An undercut. Interesting.
So he's gonna try to force the undercut on Royal. We'll see if Royal responds or if he just goes for a different strategy entirely. As was before the pit stop sequence, we've got a train forming for 4th and 5th place on the track. People are pitting now, so that train's getting broken up. Crisscross was on his own in 3rd. He had 10 seconds in front and behind him. All right, we'll see what tires everyone goes on to now.
Hops, I think. I'm surprised with Man Bifting's move. He was catching up to Royal. He's like right
He
there.
was. He was probably trying to force an undercut.
Yeah, but he could
The,
have.
the three people who pitted onto the soft tire. It's Milo, Sussy, Imposter, and Meanington.
Yeah, very interesting move there from Man Bifting. Uh, yeah, I guess you gotta try something different if you
I
want to
think
win.
something just went wrong for Tofu. He just lost 2 places very suddenly.
Oh, fortunate.
Yeah, he was in that battle, I believe, with Kit Kat and Andrew. I didn't catch that, but I saw that he just lost 2 places. Kit Kat on the blower saying, Tofu! He's not hungry. He's concerned for his teammate.
And he just tapped the wall again.
The late stage of these races when your tire is worn down and you just want it to end maybe, or you're in this lull. You're just doing lap after lap. The tire's getting worse and worse. It happens. The end stage of these street races, this Rio, anything with walls really, it's just absolutely brutal. I mean, you can do a hot lap well in qualifying, but can you do it 30 more times with the tire coming to bits? That's the true measure of a true Roblox racer. Tofu comes into the pits.
Yep. And Tofu is not, getting challenged hard here. Made multiple mistakes in one lap. Not a
It's
great
probably a
fan to be
sign for
told.
him that the soft tire needs to go. He can't quite keep it under him. It's going to be medium until the end.
Yep.
So people who most of the field have now stopped twice, except for Royal, Crisscross, Kit Kat, Dustin, and DSF. Probably need to make one more stop unless they're going to try to cheese a one stop. I can't see that happening.
Yeah, not with the pace. Like, the heart's awful. People have been ignoring the heart.
It's a track that definitely rewards what I would say lateral grip, so how well the car can turn when you have the steering wheel on full left or right lock and the throttle pinned. Royal responds. We'll see where he comes out relative to Man Pifting. The
Heavy
undercut
undercut.
is strong. Man Pifting takes the lead of this race. We saw
Fast
the
as
tire
that.
delta work out last time. Crisscross OMG also comes into the pits for
But the,
Cotangens Racing.
but the interesting thing is, Man Bifting is on soft. I don't think he can bring the car home to the end. Or can he?
He can definitely make it to the end, but the question is he needs to have enough of a strong. These first few laps need to be perfect to build enough of a gap to make up for when the mediums come into their own. We'll see what he's doing. He just set a personal best in the first sector on the last lap. So says the timing sheet, but the timing tower says it was no improvement. We'll watch the times between him and Royal there when they cut the beam next time round.
Yep. The gaps have been formed here. I think some of the trains have been broken down.
The pit stop
Yeah.
sequence, the undercuts, the overcuts sort of broke up all these trains. Didn't break up these two, though. Andrew and Crisscross just glued together. And this whole race, Andrew's been staring at the back of any number of the blue cars. He's gonna have a hatred for the color blue after this race. He's been staring at blue rear wings this whole time. Into that tight rearward thing. As for the Constructors' Championship, it's going to be a bit of a hit for Saigon. They've got an over 100-point lead to Mogus as it stands coming into this race. But one of the Saigon drivers isn't going to score for, I believe, the first time in a very long time, if at all. Royal is second place for Saigon, which is very strong. Who's in that second Mogus car? So many blue cars on this field. I believe it's
Sussy.
Sassy Imposter. Yes, thank you. He's running pretty strongly in 6th place. So as it stands, I believe Mogus will outscore Saigon, though probably not by a significant enough margin to help there. It's all fight in that midfield. it's obviously been a disaster race for Porsche. I don't believe they even showed up to this race, unfortunately for them, after they had a pretty strong run of form. They're separated by not much to Latin Racing Team, who I also don't see on the timing tower. So McLaren and Cotangents definitely have a good chance to strike back as it stands. Hue Performance kind of in their own bubble in the middle of the field. They've got a decent gap to the cars behind, with so many of them not scoring. But it's going to be difficult for them to catch up to third place. But they've had a good, strong last few races, I would say. A lot of the teams who struggled early on are striking back now.
Yep. Just about who's making it or not. Who has the motivation to finish races? As a Royal, I don't think
7.5 seconds is the largest gap that there's been out front. As it stands now, that soft tire seems to be working well. Man, Pifting last time around, he did a 126.4. Royal was actually faster on the last lap. He did a 126 dead. So they're ebbing and flowing out there up front. They're trading blow for blow, punch for punch out in front, which is why the gap is sort of just going nowhere.
Yeah, but 9 laps to go. It's not a lot of time.
That's a tall order for those softs.
Yep.
So much distance for them to cover. But Royal has cut down that gap quite significantly. We'll see what the times are as Royal cuts the beam here.
Yep.
Last time round, Man Pifting did a 127 run. Scooby-Doo. 127.1, and Royal did a 126.1. Royal was 1 second faster on that last lap. So it looks like this medium tire is showing an excellent pace as it stands right now. Man Pifting has to survive till the end of this race if he can't find any more pace. But if anybody can find any more pace, it's going to be Royal or Man Pifting. These two on absolute fine form as it stands.
Those mediums will just get better and better as the softs just die. Yeah, very interesting strat from Man Pifting. He's trying to take some risk just to pressure his rival Royal, but it's kind of backfiring now. Going on softs for...
He was barely faster in that first sector, Man Pifting. He was 1/10 of a second faster in the first sector on this lap. It seems to be that second sector where Royal is just eating him alive. See, this time round, it's stabilizing a bit, but it's still Royal's advantage. That was 0.4 of a second gap in that second sector for Royal to Man Pifting.
Yeah, dragging the softs to the end, to 11. It's gonna be like what, 12, 13 laps out after the end. Crazy move. It is crazy indeed. Yeah.
0.8 of a second advantage that time round. We'll say 0.8. We'll round that up to a second. Striking distance, I'd say about 6-7 laps from now is where Royal will stop thinking about lapping and more about attacking. Andrew comes in to the pits for his third stop of the day, so Andrew's going to do a 3-stop. I was going to ask, can he score points with a 3-stop, but there's 12 people running, so it's a guarantee. Mington has also done the 3-stop. We'll see how that works. Dustin and DSF have only done 1 stop. They've yet to stop again. And they're now behind the people who are stopping 3 times. I think that 1 stop has really backfired, or whatever they were attempting. Maybe a late pit stop. It doesn't seem to be working for them today on the Bond circuit.
3-stopping wasn't on my radar.
Now there was 1 stopping.
Yeah.
Everything's topsy-turvy.
1 stopping I can understand, with 3 stopping.
I said last time round that this was a 1-stop kind of season, but definitely this race. Man, Pifting pits again.
Huh.
He doesn't think he can get that soft to the end. I mean, Royal's eating him alive, so is he gonna go for the 3-stop?
Really?
He's gonna follow in the footsteps of Andrew and Mington and go for. He is, you know.
6 laps
It's
to make
soft
it up.
tires to the end. He's gonna try to. He's gonna try to flip the dynamic here. Royal was hunting him. Now he fancies being the hunter.
Wow.
The gap right back to 8 seconds. Jeez. We're going in circles here, Zero.
It's just mind games after mind games.
I'm running out of ways to say 8 seconds. But I'm not running out of ways to get excited for this one.
Yep.
Andrew and
Still
Sussy
an
and Foster racing
Still
tricky.
an ongoing battle. Even with this, you know, these big gaps. Crazy. Crazy work.
6 people, that's half the people racing him, have 3 stopped. 3 stoppers. Man Pifting, Going Me Chris, Sussy and Imposter, 22-44. Andrew, Mington, and Milo have 3 stopped. DSF and Dustin have 1 stopped. Everyone else has 2 stopped. That's Royal, Crisscross, and Kit Kat. So only one more person is 2 stop to 1 stop. Most of the people, the 3 stop is the majority strategy right now.
3 stopping in
Tofu is out of this race.
Oh.
I think I'm not sure if he finished 75% distance, but he's DNF'd. He's out of this race.
It was solid top 10.
Yeah, he was running very strongly. Shame for him, but he has 2 more races this weekend to come back, both Division 2 races. Crisscross comes into the pits.
And then we have
to go on to the 3 stop. It's catching on, you know. Catching on like a pox. Man Pifting has taken 2 seconds out of Royal since the third pit stop sequence.
Wait, this might actually work. He's just gained 2 seconds on 1 lap.
Last time round, Man Pifting 126.5, Royal 127.1. That's 1.5. Dustin and DSF finally come in for their second stop.
And what's next? Royal bidding?
Oh, at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to have any tires left. We're certainly not saving the planet today. All the tires out front, 5.8 seconds to the good from Royal the Man Pifting, but it is coming down all the time. The hunter has become the hunted has become the hunter. It's come alive on the Bond circuit today in Division 1 Formula ROBLOX.
Yep. I'm surprised bidding didn't lose you 20 seconds or something. It's only 10 seconds. It's a really short pit lane.
It's a very short pit delta. That's the only reason he's getting away with this. Man Pifting 125.57, Royal 127.1, same as the last time round. This is I don't know what the soft's going to look like by the end, but he's definitely got good pace as it stands right now. Into the parking garage chicane. Ooh, he knows just the line to take against that wall. Continuing down into the intersection area. They go right on top of that curve. It amazes me every time. Trying not to get launched by the chicanes. Lap after lap after lap, Man Pifting is pounding Royal, but Royal has that track position. He has the advantage now as it stands. But this could play out very interestingly by the end of this race. He can see his name floating above into the stands in a matter of seconds, minutes, laps, whatever. He might see the actual car, that distinct white and pink liveried Saigon Motorsports car. Man Pifting is on the hunt.
All of the track used.
All the track and then some.
Yep. Even cutting a bit of a bollard. Non-existent bollard, that is.
Exactly 1 second advantage Man Pifting in the second sector, which is I would say the media sector on this track.
Crazy line. I didn't realize this, but they keep going off the white line. So FIA, can we have a check on that?
Track limits. Milo and Meington are trading positions back and forth. Oh, the mistake. He made the overtake on Meington a moment ago. But Meington gets it back with the mistake from Milo.
Yep.
They hound each other into the final corner, the battle for 8th place. All the while they're trying to catch Kit Kat, who's moving around trying to break the toe, force Meington backwards into Milo. so that he can run away while these two fight. But Kit Kat's not away with this quite yet. There's still just under a second from him to this battle for 8th place.
Still going at it. I don't know what their strat, but still. Despite the grip or whatever. Let's see. Man 50
125.6 for Manpifting, 127.3 for Royal. So it's coming down ever so slightly, that advantage that Manpifting has over Royal. But he's still catching, but he's running out of laps to do it.
Yep. That's a risk you gotta take.
I know there's the matter of actually passing him. Catching is one thing, passing is another.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, if anybody can do it, if anybody can pull off these insane strategies, it's these two. The 2-stop versus the 3-stop. Is
So
anybody going to
crazy.
4-stop? Hopefully not. We've used enough tires as it is. Into the idea corner, Manpifting can see his rival up the road, but he's not close enough to make an attack just yet. But every single second that passes, he gets closer. He's now less than 2 seconds away and dropping rapidly. It was a really good first sector for him. Yeah, he put a 10th in that first sector to Royal.
Regarding 4-stop, I think Dustin wants to do it. He's asking what's the fastest lap. He's trying to attempt the fastest lap.
The fastest lap is out of this race. It must be.
That'll be like a low 25. And DSF,
124.1 says that those could always be pit laps. The timing tower isn't brilliant. DSF comes in for another stop.
yeah, so that's a 4-stop. But
Actually, no, because he didn't pit in the first cycles. He's actually on the 3-stop now.
Oh,
Shows you how long he stayed out on that initial medium tire.
yeah.
Tore it to bits.
Well, that's his chance.
The gap's almost down to a second now up front. Forget the timing. You can see it on your screen now. Manpifting can see the rear wing of his rival.
Oh!
He's got
no
this
way.
lap and the next to catch him. DFSF is up ahead,
Uh-oh.
I believe.
I was
This is
blind.
going down.
I was blind. I thought Royal slowed down from CC. Let's see.
He's launching over the chicane. He's got the slipstream now on his rival. Manpifting is approaching as rapidly as he can, but that soft tire might soon scream no more. Royal's out in front. He's got the advantage of track position, but Manpifting knows how to fight on any kind of track. He's proven it time and time again this season. We'll see how this plays out, Zero.
Yep. Crazy how with the variety of strategy, it's still gonna be a fight for the to the line.
Manpifting was careful on one of those corners, but he absolutely held nothing back on the next one. Both wheels all over the curb, painted in those beautiful German colors. It's half a second now. It was 8 seconds when he came out of the pits. It's now half a second. He's got one more lap to decide who wins this one. T-Jerk isn't here. He couldn't make it. I wish all the best for him and his obligations, as well as all the absentees. But it's time for one of these two to strike back. But who's it going to be? Royal or Manpifting?
As the Racing Star, on for Racing Star move, for the 2 leaders trying to make it.
They're approaching the lapped cars.
Gostin, that's a bit dirty there. As Manpifting is sniffing the rear box of Royal. A bit of a messy line there. He's gonna
He
be
can smell the gearbox oil. He can smell victory in this race. He's got the slipstream. He's going to go into the tight stadium chicane section. He's going to run wider. He's going to tuck in on that corner. There's nothing between them. They're ebbing and flowing. It was a tight line for Manpifting, who takes the lead of the race. But Royal has the rest of the race to fight back. The rest of the race is only 1/2 of a lap.
We might have an X factor here in the form of Dustin MCA. Okay, never mind. He's too far ahead. But Manpifting, clean lines. He just needs to keep it clean and Oh, and Dustin is
Dustin
away.
into the wall. It was 0.8 of a second the last time they were here, separating them at the line. In Man Pifting's advantage, it might be even less this time round. But he's been backwards and forwards, but he'll finish at the front. Man Pifting wins the German Grand Prix. Royal 0.2 of a second behind, and Going Me Chris gets Hugh Performance on the podium as it stands. 2 seconds the good from Crisscross OMG. The 3-stop was the strategy to be on today. The 3-stop has won the race.
Yeah.
What just happened?
It edges out. It edges out the 2-stop by just 0.2. We was never expecting that.
Going Me Chris 2 comes home to finish off the podium. Crisscross OMG comes in 4th. Sussy Imposter improves to 5th. Good points for Mogus. Andrew was in 6th. Meanington 7th. Milo in 8th. Kit Kat was 9th. DSF was 10th. And Dustin MCA was 11th. The last 2 cars fell off the lead lap. Tofu and Brawl Stars Master didn't take the checkered flag. And Junior, despite his brilliant qualifying effort, didn't take the green flag at all.
Yep.
What a race.
Yep. Got us glued to the checkered flag. All these interesting strategies.
Season 8, 0.8 of a gap. Season 9, 0.2 of a gap. What's going to be left between them the next time they come here?
Well, might
I don't
see
know.
might see a stop every lap then.
But I do know that was a brilliant race. And a strong strike back for Man Pifting, who I believe now takes the lead of this championship. Royal also gets some points on T-Jerk, but what could have been for him, still my hats off to both of the top 2. The championship is separated by nothing, and next time out will be in Rio, another street track where the walls can only be ever too close. Thank you for joining us. My name's Gus the Goose, and I'll see you when Formula Roblox returns.